Good morning, Eagles. Happy Wednesday. It is time for us to start another amazing Olin day. Every day we take a moment to honor our country with the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I'd like you to please stand and face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Eagles, today I'd like to talk to you about a positive attitude and how important it is. I'm going to tell you a story about two stonecutters. When the stonecutters were asked what they were doing, the first stonecutter replied, "I am cutting this stone into bricks." The second stonecutter responded and said, "I am building a great building." So the way that we see the world can change in an instant with a simple change in our thinking. The first stonecutter thought to themselves, "I am building bricks," which is important. But the second stonecutter saying, "I am building a great building," is setting up a larger goal by thinking a little bit bigger. The same task, cutting the stones, seemed much more enjoyable when you thought about the goal being a large building. So, if your attitude towards something is positive, guess what? You can turn it into something great. Don't allow negative ideas to stay in your brain. If you see school, for example, as something positive and a place where you can learn and grow and meet great people, then guess what? You'll be happy coming here to school, either virtually or here in person. So let's try to think about our mindset and being positive as we move forward. Today's featured lunch item is a grilled cheese sandwich, a bag of carrots, some sliced apples, your choice of milk. Thank you, food services staff, for providing the children in Brea with delicious and nutritious meals. Today's animal facts, and I am noticing that some of you guys are sending me requests, and I love that. However, I just need some time to think about some of these requests because sometimes I don't know a lot about some of the animals that you ask me about, and I have to do some research. So keep sending me those requests. I got a request for an interesting animal called a Pegasus. I see you, McGill. So we will do that soon. All right, but today's animal facts are about the walrus, one of my favorite animals. I just love walruses. Look at all those rolls. They're just so cuddly. I know those teeth are scary, but the walrus. Now, the walrus lives in the Arctic of both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. So our country is surrounded by walruses, which is pretty neat. The walruses in the Atlantic Ocean behave a little bit differently than the walruses in the Pacific Ocean, but we don't need to talk about that right now. The main difference is that the ones in the Pacific like floating out in the water more than the ones in the Atlantic, but there's a lot more else going on there. So walruses are really big animals. They can grow up to a ton, literally 2,000 pounds. So they are very, very large, and they have a layer of skin called blubber, which keeps them super warm underneath their skin. Sorry, it's a layer of fat. Now, they also, I'm sure you saw those very large tusks in coming out of their mouths. Those are just giant teeth, and they have three uses. You can imagine their primary use is a special one, so I'll leave that one for the end. But they are also used for protection. So they are used to fight, and they are used for defense. So those are some of the uses, but their primary use is actually to be used as leverage to help the walrus pull itself out of water. What a walrus will do is it'll take those teeth and it'll plant them into some ice and then pull itself up using its teeth. It's kind of like we do with our hands when we pull ourselves up, but they do that with their teeth. Pretty cool, right? But I'm sharing that with you because it gives you an idea of how strong those bones and those teeth are, because a 2,000-pound walrus is pulling itself up out of the water using its teeth. That's pretty neat. Walruses can live up to 40 years. They do not go deep into the water. They prefer to stay in shallow waters because shallow waters are where their favorite foods are. Walruses eat clams and worms and snails and shrimp and crabs, anything they can find, snails, whatever. If it's on the sea floor, they will just eat it. They love eating stuff off the sea floor. Um, Last thing that I think you should know about walruses is that mother walruses are very protective of their babies. Um, don't mess with walrus mama. Let me just tell you, they are known for becoming extremely fast. So imagine a 2,000-pound animal moving quickly. But mother walruses are known to clutch their babies with their flippers close to their chest, then to jump into the water and to just use their back fin to swim very, very quickly. Um, it's kind of amazing that walrus mothers have that instinct to do that, and it is seen all the time. But walrus mothers are very protective of their babies because they do not have babies very often, and so they do a wonderful job keeping those babies cute and safe. All right, buddies, it is time for me to go and for you to learn. Let's soar, Olinda, and make it a great day. Fly by, eagles.